And welcome back to Let's Play Shantae Half Genie Hero.
That was awful!
Yeah, my body is aching all over, and I still don't have anybody doing partial voice acting for my lines. Why'd we have to swap clothes and beat each other senseless with river trout? Beg your pardon? I told you we had to reenact the memory exactly like it happened. Are you both still sucking on those ghost peppers I gave you? Sigh. Yes. Something tells me this wasn't part of the memory. Okay then, we're here. The ruins of old Tassle Town. Shantae came here to find your lost memories. Instead, she found the imposter.
Huh?
The imposter? The fake genie who took your memories, remember? Not ringing any bells. She stole Shantae's job? Come on, this is easy. The fake, the one we all swore never to talk about. Oh, right, Holly, the memory vampire. Something about deleted memories? But you could remember that? I don't know. Oh boy.
Someone remembered me?
Nuts.
Oh well.
Goody! I'm alive all over again. But weird. This all feels kinda changed from the last time. Why is that? It's 'cause you're a memory of a memory inside another memory. Memory paradox! How wonderful. It's like a glorious one-up loop. Now I'll be more powerful than ever.
Here, boy.
I'm going to see if my sweet Wilbur is back as well. Bye now. We've really gone into it this time. Your fault. Boo on you. So much for teamwork. Oh, by the way, I spit out the ghost peppers while no one was looking. Hope you don't mind. And so we begin the Tassle Town area. This time, the track that we have, the custom track that we have for this level is Tan Line Island from Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. The difference this time is that we're not going to be dressing up like space princesses. This first part of the level is actually pretty quiet. We don't really have to worry about those spiky enemies shooting at us as we go across, which I find kind of odd. They decide to make the game easier for some reason. But pretty much just swing your way across and you should be pretty hunky-dory. There's some early gems there in case you took a lot of hits from the boss fight, and Bolo is awesome during this part because he can take out these giant purple worms with one swing of his spike ball, whereas the other characters, they still have to fight him like normal. So yeah, just bust out Bolo and be done with it. Lickety-split. Do a big swing here and you can get to this blue squid up top. But yeah, other than a few cosmetic changes, a few changes to the obstacles that you'll need to get past, the level is more or less the same as it was before. And I suppose that is one rather unfortunate thing about the Friends of the NDLC is that there's not a whole lot new to see around here. Because you're pretty much going through the same levels regardless. The only difference is the characters you're playing as. Rather unfortunate, but I suppose it works the way it is. It just would have been nice if the level design was a little more unique. One thing I should probably note, though, is that the Friends of the NDLC, as I've already said before, is much harder than the main campaign, largely because you only have 3 hearts to work with and not much opportunity to recover. By the way, watch out for this scorpion lady here. Best to just try and run right past her. Aim for this sand right here, and you should be able to get through without going into the quicksand, because if you miss and the head goes into the quicksand, it will be as if you never threw it at all, and you might wind up taking a hit from the scorpion, and trust me, that scorpion hits pretty hard. Also, this is a good opportunity to show this. Yeah, the head can be used as a weapon, and that's pretty awesome. I just really enjoy doing that. Oh, and here's a whole conglomerate of them. So we'll just throw it here. Oh, awesome! Okay, maybe not stick around for so long. Because, yeah, this place can get kind of crowded kind of quickly. You can also be a little more liberal with your usage of Roddy's brain ability in this world, because the boss that we're going to be facing here, which is Wilbur, same as before, isn't going to be terribly difficult to deal with. Oi, this bird.
Got one.
Yeah, that squid's not too terribly difficult to get to, so just one little throw. If you can get even a little close to it, that's all you really need to do there. Got another scorpion lady here. We're gonna try and get past her with the head throw ability now. And yeah, no problem. Bolo and Roddy Tops really shine in this world. Roddy's head throw ability will let you get past several of these enemies without even really having to confront them. Ugh, that was almost looking bad. But yeah, the green spike enemies, they can still be kind of a pain because none of your attacks will actually be able to take them out in one hit, much as you would like them to. But here we are to the tower. And I think we all know what's coming up here. All the way up, as it were. Yes, Wilbur is back, and we have another chase sequence. It's going to be a lot simpler this time around because we don't have to worry about too many of the enemies that we saw during the Shantae playthrough. Still, there will be a lot of fireballs that we need to get around. It's probably not worth it to try and go for every single jar that you see along the way, simply because Shantae's friends might wind up taking a little longer to get around. Still, we do have to diverge off the path a little bit if we want to get to all the blue squids, such as this one right here. Now, quickly pull out Roddy Tops and throw straight up onto these platforms. Sky's egg ability is really hard to aim there because she throws it so far up that there's a pretty good chance that you're going to wind up throwing the egg over the top of the platform, and then it will just break on top of it, leaving you with no chance to be able to catch it where you need it. Also, did you see that jar down there? Why would you ever go for that? It's right under the character icons there. Yeah. That is essentially a dead end. That will basically mean... And there's no way back from there, so yeah, that's a bad place to put yourself. So, kind of curious as to why that jar would be there. Anyway, got another squid over here. We're going to need Sky's egg throw ability. And then you can just hover over to it. Now, switch to Roddy Tops for the trip back because Sky's bird, although it looks like you should be able to hover across here, I've never actually been able to do it myself. Anyway, just trying to get just the right spot right there. It's also quite easy to wind up overthrowing that platform and then falling off the other side, so you'll need to watch out for that as well. Kind of a tricky squid to get through without getting caught by the worm at the same time. Definitely watch out for that. Alright, another egg throw here. Gets us to this squid. Once again, the giant worm does have some rubber banding going on in that you can't actually speed up past it. It will catch up with you if you start pulling too far ahead of it. But if you know where you need to go, it's not too terribly bad. How am I doing on gems for everyone? Okay, everyone's maxed, so don't need to worry too much about that right now. We've got all the squids, we just need to get out of here now. I do like the music that plays here, so I'm glad they didn't bother replacing that. Okay, gonna need Roddy again. As if the magic barrier didn't hint at that already. Now, you can go left or right here, but I feel like the left path is a little easier to go down. Though you do need to watch out for these fireballs here. Why am I using that? I could just jump you. And a few more jars if you need them. Now this part can be a little difficult to get through without getting hit. But just keep in mind that the lower one shoots at your feet, and the upper ones you can duck under. Oops, didn't quite jump high enough there. Oh well. They don't do too much damage, so they're not too troublesome. But there you go. Okay, and we've made it outside. There's no heart jar waiting for us this time, so we just have to take the damage. Because, you know, this has to be the harder version of the game. This game has a hardcore mode, and yet they still felt the need to make this version of the game, this DLC of the game, even harder than the main campaign. And arguably harder than hardcore mode. I don't know why they felt the need to make this game so much harder. The DLC I'm talking about, not the game as a whole. Anyway, we've got Tan Line Island music again. Nice. And a blue heart squid waiting for us over here. Some kind of tight jumps there for Bolo, but nothing unmanageable. Once again, Bolo and Roddy Tops are going to be the MVPs of this level. And now we're going to start getting more of these Nagas involved. They're basically replacing all the archers that were in this level originally. They're a little beefier, but no less manageable. Just keep in mind that their shots can go higher or lower. Usually safer to attack them from another platform. Take them out more quickly with either Bolo or Roddy Tops. Avoid using Sky if you can. Or if you're going to use Sky, at least use the bird attack to accompany it. Except for this one, you can pretty safely attack this one from on top of the platform and it won't hit you. Wait for you, and then jump up to this blue squid. Progressing pretty nicely here. And once again, if you're taking a lot of hits, feel free to eat some brains along the way, because you won't really need it for the boss. Oh, that was a bad throw. Ugh. That could have been ugly. There we go. Now, this is kind of a dicey throw right here, so I would prefer to go through the magic barrier right here. It gets us a jar as well. I didn't mean to throw there, but okay. That really didn't look like a place I should have landed on. Right up here. Sky will have her moments here where you'll need to create a bird platform in order to make it across. But overall, it's nothing unmanageable. I like making the bird dance around her as well. Okay, here's a tricky hook to hit. Miss that and you will definitely go into the hole there. But other than that, nothing really too unmanageable here. Okay, gonna need Roddy again for another tight throw. You need to aim this a little lower than usual, and try not to hit your head on the roof, because if you do, you will take a plunge into the pit. And that's not a good way to spend a Saturday afternoon. Okay, gonna need to get a little closer here. There we go. It can be very easy to under or overthrow that jump there. Okay, Sky is pretty valuable for this next part because her bird attack is good for taking out the other birds that are approaching you. So just keep them out in front and make sure those bombing birds don't reach you. Besides that, she also has the egg-throwing ability, which you can throw directly up at an enemy. You can take out the birds in one hit with that, in fact. Then just use the wrench hovering ability to get to each of these platforms, and you're pretty golden. How do you like that? Didn't even need to eat a brains on the way here. Now let's go take on the boss. Oh, there you are.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
I was waiting for you. How do you like living inside a memory? It's dumb. Don't sugarcoat it. Tell us how you really feel. I do it all the time. My unforgettable good looks and impressive history of volunteer work, unpaid, mind you, keeps me forever alive in the minds of my adoring populace. And now, thanks to the nasty Genie, I'll be remembered out there and in here. Isn't it nice? A redundant backup. A 2-for-1 deal. Squeal! At least, as long as I make good on my end of the bargain. So Shantae is trying to stop us. Hee hee. Why don't you take on Wilbur and find out?
Here, boy.
I'd just like to state for the record, Wilbur's a dumb name for a worm. But that's just me. Wilbur. Glorious one-up loop. So, much like all the other bosses in this game, this one's not really changed at all, and it's still pretty easy. You can still avoid this eye attack just by running to the left or right. Then he'll send a barrage of rocks towards you. Just keep an eye on where the shadows are, and you can avoid it no problem. Hit the orange rock into one of the holes, and then stand on the button for a few seconds. Slow motion! And then Wilbur will go down into the hole, and then he's going to send the speeding eye towards you. So since we're using Sky, we don't actually need to spend magic to send a bird out to send the ball back and forth. Making this boss fight even easier than it was with Shantae. Sky can actually send out the bird a little more reliably than Shantae can with her fireballs, so yeah, that's why I feel like this is even easier than before. And just like in the previous boss fight, at this point it's wash, rinse, repeat. This time now the attacks are going to come at you a little faster than before. Launch your shadows, hit the orange ball, hit the orange rock, and then launch it into his eye. And that's 2 hits. 2 more and down Wilbur will go. Other than that, there's not really much else to say here. The attacks get faster each time, as you can see with the eye, but it's no less difficult to keep the birds going at. In fact, if you're at max level, you can really just spam the birds to your heart's content, and the eye never really has a chance to reach you. And for extra protection, you can even use the attack where Sky surrounds herself with birds, just in case it manages to sneak in. Which I really don't feel like there's much of a chance of that happening either, so yeah. Just keep an eye on these other attacks, and you really shouldn't have a problem. This should honestly be the easiest boss to do no damage. Boosh! And so we're going to have one more volley of the eyeball. Ooh, can I get those gems? Not that I really need them, but yeah, there they are. So yeah, you can see even with the eye at its max speed, it's not really reaching me any more easily. So yeah, this boss really should not give you a run for your money. And that's why you really don't need to worry about consuming brains during the levels on the way up here. Because you can easily have them refilled before you get here. Well, your hearts will be refilled before you ever get here, so you don't really need to worry about that. Hit the rock into the hole, and let's finish this off already. It's kind of disappointing, really. I kind of feel like this boss is a little too easy sometimes. But I feel like this one should have been done a little earlier in the game. The Giga Mermaid was way harder.
All right.
That was a piece of cake. You're telling me. Oh no! Our bargain! Please, let me try again. I can beat them if you give me another chance. No! And so the bargain was she would be remembered forever if she wins the fight, but these three remember her. Yuck, at least she's gone. At least I'm not gonna think about it. Yes, but now we know for certain that Shantae sent Holly to stop us.
Oh no!
But what about the good Shantae? Who knows if she even exists anymore? Don't even say things like that. Come on, let's keep searching.
Not bad.
And that is the end of the Tassle Town level. Join us next time as we go to Cape Crustacean. See you then!